Amen. People are finally waking up.
But crime is affecting every neighborhood, every area, and it's time for change.
But in a place like hold on, can I make a statement? Excuse me, you want to know who we are?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now who I am. I'm Bob King Israel, and I'm here to try to have a conversation with Trump, to train Trump. There is no racist white Republicans in control in Cook County. I learned that from my comrade right here. So who's been in control in Chicago, Cook County for almost 100 years?
We just want to know where you're from. Are you from
Chicago, Inglewood. Have any of y'all ever walked the streets over there?
Yeah.
Inglewood, you walked.
So we want law enforcement in those streets.
I'm sorry, come up to the microphone.
Yeah.
Can you spell your name, please?
BOBISRAEL, like the country. You can Google me, Bob Israel, Chicago. I voted for Trump in 2016. Now I need to have a conversation with him.
Are you here as a delegate or a guest? Or how? A guest. I don't know what that.
Yes.
A guest.
I'm
Why
gonna talk.
do you believe Donald Trump is the answer?
Why do I believe that? It ain't about Trump. I'm against the Democratic Party. It ain't about Biden or Trump. It's them parties. I'm at war with the Democratic Party. I'm done.
But one of the things I want to say, I'm Pastor David Lowrey, Universal Baptist Church. One of the things that I want to say is this. To the American people and patriots across this country, black people have been with the Democratic Party for over 60 years, and we have nothing.
Wow.
We don't own anything in our community. We have no schools. There's no businesses in the black community. All we have is crime and problems. So as a pastor, I'm standing up here with Bob Fioretti and some of the other black leaders. The truth of the matter is this. Why should black people keep voting for the Democrats when they don't have nothing? We need to understand this.
Great
we
question.
need to go and take a look at the Republican Party, but the Republican Party needs to be visual. If we do that, we can make the change. We already know the Democrats are not going to do nothing. I'm the grandson of Eloise Barton, the second lady ever elected to the City Council of Chicago, 16th Ward. And now what we see, there's nothing that the Democrats have done or will they do across this country for black people but use us. So why not black people? Let us give the Republicans a chance to show what they can do for our communities as well.
Have Republicans done that, or are you still searching?
No, there's no search. The Republicans have reached out for a lot of the black leaders like myself, Brother Carter, Paul McKinley, and we've sat down with them and we started to talk. I've been talking to Mr. Porter and some of the other leaders on how we can start getting together. Because let this be clear, as a contractor for the Heritage Foundation during the primary season, we sent teams out to the polling places in the black community. And we found exactly what President Trump was talking about. We found thumb drives. We found the printers. We found Democratic judges who was posing as Republican judges. We have receipts for everything I've said. I also saw in those polling places where the Democrats were telling people that there are no Republican ballots. It's so many things going on in these polling places in the black community, and that's how the Democrats are able to keep and say Chicago is blue, but actually if the polling places were straight, black people would have an opportunity to vote for whom they choose, not whom they told to. So that's why I'm here.
What makes you believe that Republicans will keep their word any more than you believe the Democrats did not?
Well, no, let me answer that.
Some of us are elected.
No.
Black folks are elected.
Let me answer that for you. Let me answer that for you, okay? This is a simple fact right here. Of 60 years of Democrat rule, black people need to change. We need to give the Republicans a chance to see what they can do because we have not done that. Had we done that, we wouldn't be in this condition.
Common sense.
So that's why I'm here.
Common sense.
Right.
Can you spell your name?
Yeah, can you spell your name?
I'm Pastor David L. Lowrey Jr., Lowry,
Pastor of
Universal Baptist Church,
in.
Harvey, Illinois,
Thank you.
under Bishop Troy Gardner.
So if I could step in, and I want to say Mark Carter.
yourself.
Mark Carter. You know,
M-A-R-C-R-K.
M-A-R-K-C-A-R-T-E-R.
Thank you.
You know, I had a chance to go down to Mar-a-Lago and meet with President Trump. And one of the things that we discussed was the thought of second chances, right? Same thing was being discussed with Bob. There will be no safe Chicago without second chances, right? And the Democrat Party does not believe in second chances. The Democrat Party wants continued social engineered violence, unemployment, poverty. Why? Because it brings billions of dollars into the city. And so that second chance opportunity is for those of us who may have gone through the system and now grown up to make sure that our children doesn't have to go through that same system. And so having that conversation with Bob, and make no mistake about it, when we say second chances, we say to those who continue to engage in crime, then you must be held accountable. But if those second chances are afforded to the people, and we've been constantly pushing and begging back and forth with these Democrats, all Democrats, to give the same chances they've given to these illegals that are coming into the city of Chicago. Those same resources that they're pushing into these illegals who broke the law, and then Biden turned around and gave them humanitarian parole. Humanitarian parole says that they don't have to serve time, don't have to go to court.
Nope.
And if they work 18 months here in the country, then they would be given full citizenship. Well, where's that same opportunity for American citizens? It's not afforded to those who may have had whatever problems, or those who are poor in these cities across the country. This is happening all across the country. The Democrat Party is birthing continued social engineer savagery. And if you ever want to stop it, you have to replace this party.
Where are you from?
Chicago.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Wow, can you imagine making the same mistake for over 40, 50, 60 years? Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with this. I believe this is one of the reasons why people in Chicago are now thinking about voting for Republican. Listen to this.
Now to NBC5 investigates, which for months has followed the money trail tied to Chicago's migrant mission. Total spending now tops more than $400 million.
Now, despite the creation of a city spending website, it's still not exactly clear where all of that money has gone. In his follow-up report, investigative reporter Bennett Haberly uncovers some new information not shared by the city.
Consider these numbers. More than 6,000 people still live in city-run migrant shelters. That means costs are still adding up. Since August of 2022, the city of Chicago has spent more than $400 million, according to the city's spending website. Nearly $253 million went to one private company, Kansas-based Favored Healthcare Staffing, which staffs the shelters. Another $76 million went to Equitable Social Solutions. That company partnered with another called ReloShare, which helped identify and sign lease agreements with property owners of the buildings that eventually became the migrant shelters.
That's where a number of those leases are.
But when we asked the city months ago for copies of these lease agreements, we were given just 9 out of 27. The use of these private companies has helped mask from public view where the public dollars have flowed. What we didn't know until now is how much the property owners of the migrant shelters were earning. But thanks to a new lawsuit, we're being provided some more clarity. A lending company filed this lawsuit last month against 2 Chicago developers, alleging they did not make it clear when they signed a loan agreement that the building in the West Loop would be used to house migrants. What is not in dispute is that the owners of the Ogden shelter are paid $150,000 a month by ReloShare as part of a use agreement. That means in a year's time, they'd receive more than $1.8 million. The lease agreement also calls for additional payments of up to $400,000 if the number of migrants inside the Ogden shelter exceeds 650. The latest figures show more than 700 people still live here. If there are public dollars involved, shouldn't the public know where they flow?
100%.
Back in March, Alderman Andre Vasquez, the chair of the City Council's Migrant Committee, told us aldermen themselves have had a hard time accounting for all the spending.
That's still the question that's out.
When we attempted to ask Mayor Brandon Johnson about this at the time, he said this.
Again, we're meeting you right where you are.
Were it not for this new lawsuit, the public would have no idea how much these property owners are earning.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.
We pressed the mayor about this last week and asked if he would consider adding the information to the city's website. He said this.
We have given an accurate account of how dollars have been spent.
That's it? Is there anything that would preclude your administration from sharing that level of detail?
There's no information that has been kept from you.
Johnson then reiterated talking points he's made before, how he's renegotiated contracts to save taxpayer money, and how Congress has failed to provide additional financial relief. He also doubled down, incorrectly stating that all spending information is available.
That information is available to you, sir.
Not all of it, though, is, sir. I mean, that's
Can you give me a specific example of what's not available?
The Ogden shelter in the West Loop, that's what is spelled out in this lawsuit, that they get $150,000 just for being the property owner per month. Nowhere is that available
on the city's spending website. My question, again, is simply, is there anything that would preclude you from including that level of detail? You guys have said you're transparent. Why not show it?
All of the information related to the spending to this mission is available.
That's where we left it. We have checked over and over again to see if additional information was added to the city's website. If it is, we'll let you know.
This is kind of sad, man. So for years, black people in Chicago have been asking for some type of investment in their community. And for years, the Democrat elected officials that they voted for told them to blame Republican, blame the white man. Now, all of a sudden, there's money, there's resources, but it's not for you. It's for the illegal migrant. This is a blessing. People are finally waking up. You let me know what you think about this in the comment section. God bless you and your family. Catch you on the next one. Trump 2024.